Good day, everyone. This is Monday, the 26th of January 2026, and we are starting a new series, Get Wisdom. Get Wisdom. And today we are talking about reigning life based on the first few verses of the book of Proverbs. I've been studying and reading a bit and writing some thoughts on the book of Proverbs. A lot of our inspiration in this channel is from the book of Proverbs, but it should take too long. It's not supposed to be a long video, just a few minutes. But the first few verses says, let me read it for you. Verse 1 to verse 6 says, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction and imprudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. And it says, let the wise listen and add to their learning. Let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, sayings and riddles of the wise. And then the verse 12 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Now, I find out this new translation recently. It's about Passion Translation. It's more like a paraphrase, if you ask me. Some people love it, some people don't like it very much. I found it very interesting. I do get new insights, but nothing necessarily contradicting on the other translations that we have. But the verse 1 says, here the kingdom revelation, words to live by, and words of wisdom giving to empower you to reign in life. To reign in life. Written as Proverbs by Israel's King Solomon, David's son. To reign in life. And I was talking there are great material out there, even Bible Project. There's a short series on Proverbs, on the wisdom from Scripture, and one of the things they say is that one of the themes of Proverbs is how do you live your life? How to live in God's good world, right? In other words, how do you reign in life? How do you live making decisions? If you are responsible for your own area, your domain, the realm of influence that you have, starting from yourself, and then your family, if you're married, if you have children, if you have your occupation, your professions, your area of responsibility, right? So this wisdom is to help you to make those decisions. So start thinking about that. The other thing that came to my mind is results. Where you are at in life, right? The place where I live, the relationships I have, the job I have, the results I have in life are based on decisions I made, right? Each and every day. Some of the results are great. Some of the results perhaps are not as great. Some of the issues that we have, problems that we have, perhaps is because of decisions we made or decisions we didn't make back in the days. So that all goes back to wisdom to make decisions. And I think the propositions of the book of Proverbs is that, this book will give you insights so that you can make decisions, helping you to make decisions with your relationships, helping making decisions towards your faith, your relationship with God. So what shouts at me is that wisdom to reign in life, to make the decisions in life, and brings me back to it brings me back to the first chapter in Genesis, the whole of creation. And when God created man, the humans, men and women, He gives the assignment to grow and multiply and to govern above all things, to reign above all things, to use the ground, to look after the garden. And these were the areas they need to work. So we had an assignment for governance. We have an assignment for stewardship. And of course, we know the story. Things didn't go as well as it was supposed to, but the assignment is still the same. We humans, we have this assignment to look after the world, to look after ourselves, to look at each other, and we have our domain of responsibility. And the book of Proverbs is a good insight for how to do that. Oh, hi, Perry, we got people here. Double it and give it to the next person. Hey, bless you. And Ollie Hodgson, hi, thanks for being here. So we are starting today this new series of Get Wisdom, and I'm going to go through the book of Proverbs as I get some insight of what I'm reading. And I do encourage you to get wisdom. I do encourage you to get into scripture, and the book of Proverbs is a great one. It's not something you should just read in isolations, but you get a lot of great principles on how to develop yourself, develop others, engage with your family, in businesses, in your studies, in your learning, in many areas of your life. But the main point here is, Solomon is writing, the whole idea, the whole purpose of this book is that for gaining wisdom and instructions, understanding words of insights, receiving instructions in prudent behavior, how you make decisions. So the results you have is based on your decisions. Yes, there are other influences from perhaps your parents, your family, the environment, the country you're living in. All these things influence us, but a lot of the results we have are based on the decisions we make today, the friendships we have. What are we doing with the time we have? What are we doing with the resources we have? We can blame others, but in many cases, most of it, I would say, comes back to us. So why not tap into eternal wisdom to help us to make those decisions? Sometimes we have to make decisions to go back to the plan, to restore things that perhaps are not in alignment with what we want to have, right? And so I encourage you, take some time today, read chapter 1 of Proverbs, read the chapter about creations in Genesis, understanding. You may believe, you might not believe, that's okay. Just go and read. Spend some time thinking about that. What is he saying? What does that mean to reign in life, to govern oneself, to make wise decisions, to understand and get the spiritual insight for the decisions you have to make in life, right? We have Holly. Are you having a nice day? Yes, I hope so. It's just the beginning. It's 7 minutes past 6 in the morning. What is the book about? The flowers. It's the book of Proverbs, right? You'll find in the Bible, right? So get into it, spend time learning it, and may God bless you. But don't forget that it's wisdom to help you making decisions today, right? And decisions we make today will take you to places you want to be, or the places you do not want to be tomorrow. The life we have now are results of our past decisions. So think about it and get wisdom. Right, guys, I'm going out now, getting ready for work. God bless you. Have a wonderful time, and I shall be back at some point this week. I'm not so sure it'll be tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. And hoping to leave, give you short insights of my learning on the book of Proverbs. But thanks for the engagement. So Perry and Ollie, be at peace. Okay, bye for now.